Wednesday, August 13th in Salem, the walls are closing in. Trust is eroding. Loyalties are breaking. And today, one bold move will flip the power dynamic in ways no one saw coming. In a single day, a patient becomes a predator. A friendship shifts into something more. And the truth, once again, slips further from sight, buried beneath lies, fear, and personal agendas. Let's dive into the events that are about to shake Salem to its core. Inside Marlena Evans' office, the stillness is almost oppressive, the kind of silence that presses on your ears and makes every small sound feel amplified. A faint ticking clock is the only movement in the room, its rhythm a reminder that something is about to happen. E.J. Demera sits across from her, his posture unnervingly straight, hands clasped like a man already prepared for battle. His eyes are locked on hers, intense, calculating, searching for a reaction before he even speaks. For weeks, E.J. has been chasing fragments of the truth about the night he was shot. Hypnosis has given him flashes, a shadowed figure gripping a gun, the echo of his own voice saying, "Why don't you give that to me?" He's certain it means something, certain it's a key to unlocking the entire mystery. But the face, the crucial detail, has remained hidden behind the fog of trauma. Marlena has been his guide through that fog, a steady voice pulling him back from the chaos inside his mind. She's invested her time, her trust, her professional boundaries into helping him find answers. But today, E.J. doesn't come for guidance. He reaches into his jacket, pulls out a folded piece of paper, and with deliberate calm, slides it across her desk. A subpoena. For a moment, Marlena doesn't move. Her eyes flick down, scanning the legal text, and then back up to his face. The change in her expression is subtle, the faint tightening around her mouth, the soft narrowing of her gaze, but for someone who knows Marlena, it's enough to reveal the shock underneath. This is more than legal procedure. This is a direct breach of trust. A demand to expose the most private parts of their sessions in open court. Her voice is controlled, but the steel underneath is unmistakable. "E.J., you understand what this means?" E.J.'s answer is in his smirk, the flicker of challenge in his eyes. Of course he understands. In his mind, this is strategy. Every move, every piece of information, is a weapon to be used, even against the very person who has tried to help him. But as Marlena watches him leave, one thought grips her. Is E.J. truly searching for justice? Or is he setting a trap that will place Rachel Black in the crosshairs for something she may have buried deep enough to forget? Across Salem, the day unfolds more quietly, but no less significantly, in Chad Demera's living room. The sunlight spilling through the curtains reveals a Chad that's far from his usual self. His skin is pale, his eyes slightly unfocused, and even the smallest movements seem to cost him more energy than they should. Kat Green notices instantly. Not long ago, it was Chad who had been there for her, standing by her side when she was sick, fetching tea, making sure she didn't push herself too hard. That quiet, unspoken care had left its mark. Now, the roles are reversed. Without hesitation, Kat crosses the room, her usual sharp confidence replaced with a surprising gentleness. She places a steadying hand on his arm, guiding him toward the couch with the kind of firmness that doesn't invite argument. "You're not fine," she says, not as a question, but as a fact. Chad tries to wave her off, to insist it's nothing, but his voice lacks conviction. Kat disappears into the kitchen and returns with a glass of water, kneeling slightly so she can meet his eyes at level. There's no sarcasm, no defensive walls. Just quiet concern. The moment hangs between them, heavier than either expected. It's not romantic, not yet, but there's a shift, an opening. The kind of connection that, in Salem, can evolve quickly into something more complicated. Whether this will grow into genuine affection or simply another entanglement tangled in Demera politics remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. In this town, kindness always comes with consequences. And what starts today as simple care may be remembered later as the first step toward an alliance, or a betrayal. At the Horton Town Square, the hum of casual conversation drifts through the air, mixing with the distant clang of coffee cups and the soft hiss of the espresso machine. The late afternoon sun paints golden highlights across the tables, but for Sophia Choi, that warmth feels like it stops just short of her skin. She sits across from Ariana, Ari, Horton, hands loosely wrapped around a paper cup she hasn't touched. Her posture is straight, her smile faint but polite, the kind of expression that invites empathy without giving too much away. Sophia begins to talk. She speaks of disappointment, of expectations shattered after her baby's birth. She lets her voice waver in just the right places, enough to draw sympathy from Ari, but never so much that it exposes the truth hiding beneath. And that truth is lethal to her image, because the adoption story she's told Tate Black isn't just incomplete, it's a fabrication. A lie spun in careful collaboration with Melinda Trask, designed to keep Tate close and unquestioning. Ari leans in, her tone gentle but firm, urging Sophia to let go of Tate, to focus on herself, to find a new beginning free from the complications that have tangled her life. But Sophia's eyes tell a different story, a flicker of something sharp, possessive, and entirely unwilling to move on. Later that day, when she finds herself alone with Tate, the moment between them is quiet but electric. A lingering glance, a brush of fingers as she hands him a drink, small gestures that feed her conviction. In Sophia's mind, Tate isn't just someone she cares for. He's hers. And if keeping him means weaving her web tighter, wrapping him in layers of half-truths and outright lies, then that's exactly what she'll do. Meanwhile, across town, the summer heat has begun to fade into a softer evening glow as Tate Black and Holly Jonas make their way through the park. It's there they cross paths with Belle Black, and the shift in tone is immediate. Belle carries herself with a kind of weary grace, the look of someone who has been through battles of the heart and walked away bruised, if not broken. Her eyes soften when she sees them, but there's a seriousness in her gaze that cuts through any pretense. She doesn't waste time with pleasantries. Her words are direct, carrying the weight of hard-earned lessons. Don't let pride keep you from speaking the truth. Don't bury your feelings until they turn into resentment. Don't let fear of pain stop you from holding on to something worth fighting for. Tate listens, but his mind is already tangled in pain. His chest still aches from the rejection letter he received, the one that told him the adoptive parents of his baby didn't want him visiting. The one that left him feeling powerless. Holly watches him, sensing the heaviness but not knowing the full truth. And the cruelest twist? Neither of them realizes that letter didn't come from any adoptive parents at all. It came from Melinda Trask, whose quiet manipulation is steering this entire situation from the shadows. When that truth surfaces, it won't just be a revelation. It will be an explosion, one that could rip apart not just Tate's world, but every delicate balance in Salem connected to the lie. This Wednesday in Salem, the air will thicken with tension as personal boundaries shatter and moral lines blur beyond recognition. The fragile balance between truth and lies, already stretched to its breaking point, will tilt Dang Hoos between the sacred vows of her profession and the ruthless demands of justice. A simple act of kindness may quietly evolve into a dangerous attachment, one that could shift alliances and change the course of relationships in ways no one can yet predict. A young woman, fueled by obsession and fear of loss, will double down on a deception so intricate that even she may struggle to untangle it later. And words spoken in hope, meant to heal, may instead plant deep, silent seeds of doubt and heartbreak. In Salem, the truth is never simple. It hides behind polished smiles, whispered promises, and carefully chosen lies. But when it finally claws its way to the surface, it will not just end romances. It will not simply break friendships. It will obliterate lives, leaving behind a wreckage no one can fully prepare for.